Welcome to our deep dive into Fourth Wing.
Oh, yes.
It's the best-selling novel by Rebecca Yarros.
It really is taken off.
And we're going to explore a world of dragons, intense training, and a heroine who breaks all the molds. We'll be looking at the plot, the characters, and even some of the critiques.
Right.
And we're really going to help you understand what this buzz is all about.
Yeah, I find it captivating.
Yeah.
How it takes those classic fantasy elements.
Right.
Dragons, a chosen one, a dash of romance,
Mm-hmm.
and weaves it into something that feels fresh and thought-provoking.
Okay, so picture this.
Okay.
The nation of Navarre,
Right.
they're elite protectors.
Yeah.
Dragon riders.
Trained at the intense Basgiath War College.
Basgiath War College.
You might think of it as like Top Gun, but with dragons instead of fighter jets.
Oh,
And maybe a sprinkle of Divergent with its cutthroat competition.
Yeah.
But it's the bond between rider and dragon that really sets this story apart. It's more than just giving commands.
Yeah.
It's this deep, almost symbiotic connection that influences everything from combat strategy to personal growth.
And speaking of that personal growth,
Yeah.
that's really the heart of our protagonist, Violet Sorrengail's journey.
Yeah, what's interesting about Violet
Sorrengail.
is that she doesn't fit the typical fantasy heroine mold.
Right.
She's not the strongest,
Mm-hmm.
and she's dealing with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome,
Yeah.
which adds a layer of complexity to her training.
It's very interesting.
This is where Yarros' writing shines.
Yeah.
Violet's disability isn't just a token element.
Right.
It's woven into the fabric of the story,
Uh-huh.
forcing her to find creative solutions
Mm-hmm.
and rely on her intellect and adaptability,
Okay.
challenging those traditional ideas of what it means to be strong.
Exactly. It's not just about brute force.
Right.
It's about resilience and strategy.
Mm.
And within this intense environment,
Yeah.
she's constantly underestimated, adding another layer of tension to her journey.
If we consider the world building for a moment,
Okay.
you might notice how the Basgiath War College,
Yeah.
with its different wings and hierarchical structure,
Mm-hmm.
acts as a microcosm of Navarre's society.
Oh,
It subtly reflects those power dynamics
okay.
and social structures we see in the real world.
So it's not just a school.
Right.
It's a reflection of the larger political landscape.
Exactly.
Okay, that adds a whole new layer of depth to the setting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And within this complex system,
Yeah.
Violet is also navigating a web of relationships.
Mm-hmm.
There's Zaden,
Yeah.
the skilled and enigmatic wing leader,
Uh-huh.
who initially seems aloof,
Right.
but gradually reveals a softer side.
It's that classic enemies to lovers trope.
Right.
But Yarros gives it a twist,
Yeah.
keeps the tension simmering beneath the surface as they train together
Right.
and face danger side by side.
Their connection isn't just about romantic sparks.
Yeah.
It's about mutual respect and a growing understanding of each other's strengths.
Now, we can't avoid the fact that Yarros doesn't shy away from realistically depicting
Right.
the violence
The cost of wars.
and the cost of war in this world.
Yeah, it's not all fantastical battles and soaring dragons.
Mhm.
There are consequences, sacrifices,
Yeah.
and moments of genuine grief
Right.
that add a layer of depth and gravity.
Yeah. It's not just an escapist fantasy. It grapples with some real-world issues,
Yeah.
making the story resonate on a deeper level.
Right.
Now, we can't talk about Fourth Wing
Right.
without mentioning the diverse cast of characters. We see non-binary individuals, characters with chronic illnesses, and individuals from various backgrounds,
All right.
all seamlessly integrated into this world.
It's refreshing
Yeah.
to see this kind of representation normalized
Uh-huh.
within a fantasy setting.
Yeah.
It broadens the scope of the story
Mm-hmm.
and challenges those traditional fantasy tropes that often rely on homogeneous worlds.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've talked about some of the characters.
Right.
And we're really going to focus in on this Basgiath War College.
Uh-huh.
It's more than just a training ground.
Yeah.
It's a crucible where these young riders are tested, pushed to their limits,
Right.
and forced to confront their deepest fears.
Yeah, it's fascinating
Yeah.
how the college, with its different wings, specializing in various combat styles,
Mm-hmm.
really mirrors the complexities of war itself.
Okay.
You have the riders who excel in aerial combat,
Yeah.
those who specialize in ground tactics,
Right.
and those who focus on stealth and strategy.
Right.
Each wing plays a crucial role,
Uh-huh.
highlighting the multifaceted nature of conflict.
So it's like this giant puzzle.
Right.
And each of these wings represent a different piece.
Exactly.
Coming together to form this complete picture.
Yeah, and within this competitive environment, Violet faces a unique set of challenges, not only because of her physical limitations, but also because of the deeply ingrained prejudices she encounters.
It's interesting.
You see, the world of Fourth Wing isn't a utopia.
Right.
It grapples with issues of sexism and ableism, forcing Violet to constantly prove her worth.
So she's really got to fight for everything.
Yeah. But what I find admirable is that she doesn't let these challenges define her.
Right.
Instead, she uses her intellect, her adaptability, and her unique bond with her dragons
to
challenge those preconceived notions.
Speaking of dragons.
Yes. The dragons.
Can we just talk about how amazing
they're amazing
these creatures are?
Yeah, they're not just majestic beasts of war. They're complex beings with personalities, quirks, even a bit of sass.
And the way Yarros describes their bond with the riders, it's unlike anything I've ever read before.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
The dragon selection process, where the dragons choose their riders, is a brilliant way to explore the theme of consent and partnership. It's not a one-sided relationship.
Right.
The dragons have agency. And their connection with a rider goes far beyond mere compatibility.
There's this pivotal scene where Violet's overlooked by the dragon that everyone expects her to bond with.
Right.
But then she unexpectedly connects with two very different dragons.
Yeah.
Tairn and Andarna.
This is a turning point in the story.
Yeah, it showcases her resilience.
Right.
And her ability to form bonds with those who are often underestimated.
That scene for me highlights Violet's empathy.
Yeah.
And her ability to see beyond the surface. She connects with these dragons on a deeper level.
Right.
Understanding their strengths and weaknesses.
Okay.
And ultimately forging a bond that defies expectations. It challenges the traditional notion of what makes a successful dragon rider.
And let's not forget the romance.
The romance.
That's simmering beneath the surface.
Yeah.
Violet's relationship with Xaden
right.
is a slow burn full of tension and unspoken feelings. And their paths are fraught with danger and secrecy, adding another layer of complexity to their connection.
What I find compelling about their relationship is that it's built on a foundation of mutual respect and understanding.
Right.
They challenge each other, push each other to grow, and ultimately find solace and strength in one another amidst the chaos and uncertainty of their world.
And as their relationship unfolds, you start to see how it disrupts the established order within the War College.
Yeah, it challenges those rigid hierarchies. And forces people to question their assumptions about power, loyalty, and what it truly means to be a leader.
It's really interesting to see how that plays out.
It is. And it's not just the romantic relationships that are explored.
Right.
Yarros also delves into the complexities of friendship. Family ties, and the bonds forged in the heat of battle.
Right.
There's a powerful sense of camaraderie.
Yeah.
Among the riders, a recognition that they're all fighting for something bigger than themselves.
And the female friendships in this book are particularly well developed.
Yeah.
Violet's relationships with Rhiannon and the other female writers are a mix of competition, support, and understanding.
Right.
They challenge each other, push each other to grow, and ultimately form a bond that transcends the pressures and rivalries of the War College.
I appreciate how Yarros portrays these female relationships with nuance and complexity. They're not all sweetness and light.
Right.
There are moments of tension, jealousy, and even betrayal.
Yeah.
But ultimately, they come together to support each other and challenge the patriarchal structures that seek to limit their power.
Okay, so we've got all these relationships.
Yes, and then there's the political intrigue.
Oh, yeah, let's not forget about that.
Woven throughout the story.
There are whispers of rebellion, shadowy figures pulling strings, and the ever-present threat of war with the neighboring kingdom.
Right, it's like a game of chess.
Yeah.
With each move having consequences and alliances constantly shifting.
Now, what Yarros does so well is she seamlessly blends the personal and the political pilot's journey. Her struggles and triumphs become intertwined with the fate of Navarre itself.
It's not just about individual battles.
Right.
It's about the future of a nation, the ideals they're fighting for, and the sacrifices they're willing to make.
Now, some critics have argued
Yes.
that the pacing of the book can be a bit uneven, with moments of intense action, followed by slower, more introspective scenes.
I think that ebb and flow is deliberate.
Okay.
It allows us to catch our breath, to absorb the emotional weight of the events.
Right.
And to delve deeper into the characters' inner lives.
So it's not just about the spectacle of the battles and the dragons.
It's about the human heart beating beneath the armor.
Yeah.
The dreams and fears that drive these characters to push beyond their limits.
You know what strikes me?
Yeah.
Is how Violet's journey reflects a universal truth. That even in the face of adversity, even when the odds are stacked against us, we have the power to choose our own path.
And that's a powerful message. Yeah. Especially in a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable. It reminds us that we have agency. Right. That our choices matter. And that even the smallest actions can have a ripple effect.
Okay, so as we move into the final part of our deep dive, I want you to consider this.
Okay.
What choices would you make if you were in Violet's shoes?
Yeah.
How would you navigate the complexities of the War College?
Right.
The bonds with your dragons?
Right.
And the political turmoil that threatens to consume everything?
These are questions we'll continue to explore as we analyze the climax of the book and its thought-provoking ending.
Okay, so here we are.
Yeah, the final part.
In the home stretch.
Of our deep dive.
Of our deep dive into Fourth Wing. And things are about to get really intense.
Oh, yeah.
We left off with Violet facing some impossible choices. The fate of Navarre hanging in the balance. Talk about pressure.
What's so gripping about this final act is how Yarros masterfully intertwines the personal and the political.
Nice.
Violet's struggles, her growth as both a dragon rider and as a woman, become inseparable from the larger conflict engulfing her world.
It's almost as if her personal battles are a reflection of the war itself.
Right.
She's fighting for her own survival, for her place in the world, but she's also fighting for the future of her nation.
Right.
For the ideals that she believes in.
And the choices she makes, often facing overwhelming odds, truly reveal her character.
Okay.
She's not a pawn in someone else's game.
Right.
She's a force to be reckoned with. Someone who refuses to be defined by her limitations or the expectations of others.
There's this one scene, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but where Violet confronts a powerful enemy. It's not just about physical strength. It's about her strategic thinking, her courage, her absolute determination to protect those she loves.
Okay.
I was on the edge of my seat.
That moment is the culmination of everything she's learned, everything she's overcome.
Right.
It showcases the power of adversity to forge strength and resilience in the most unexpected ways.
It really does.
It's a testament to the human spirit's ability to rise above challenges.
And the ending.
The ending, yeah.
Well, let's just say it wasn't what I expected. It's bittersweet and leaves you with a lot to think about.
Yarros doesn't shy away from depicting the complexities of war and the lasting impact it has. There are losses, sacrifices, and scars that run deep, yet amidst the darkness, there's also hope. A glimmer of a brighter future and the promise of new beginnings.
Right.
It's a reminder that even in the face of devastation, life goes on.
And the way she sets up the next book in the series, Iron Flame.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to see what happens next.
Right.
I'm already counting down the days.
The anticipation is definitely building, and rightfully so. Yarros has created a world that's both familiar and utterly unique.
Right.
Filled with characters who stay with you.
Yeah.
Long after you finish the book.
You know, earlier we talked about the importance of choice. In a world where fate and destiny seem to play such a significant role.
Right.
Do you think Violet ultimately has control over her own path?
That's the core question at the heart of this story, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I believe the answer is multifaceted.
Okay.
She's born into a world with certain rules, certain expectations, but within those constraints, she makes choices that shape her destiny.
Okay.
She defies the odds, challenges the status quo, and ultimately forges her own path.
Right.
A path fraught with danger and uncertainty?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But a path that is undeniably hers.
That's what makes Fourth Wing so compelling.
Right.
It reminds us that even when faced with seemingly insurmountable challenges, We always have a choice.
We do.
We can choose to succumb to fate, or we can choose to fight to grow.
To become the heroes.
And to become the heroes of our own stories.
That's a great takeaway.
So as you continue to explore the world of Fourth Wing and eagerly anticipate the next chapter in this saga, I encourage you to consider this.
Okay.
Imagine you're given a dragon egg.
Oh, wow.
What qualities would you look for in your potential dragon partner? How would that choice reflect your values? And your approach to the challenges that lie ahead?
What a thought-provoking question.
And that wraps up our deep dive into Fourth Wing.
Oh, that was fun.
We've explored the plot, delved into the characters, and uncovered the themes that make this book a captivating read.
It really is.
Hopefully you now have a better understanding of why this story has resonated with so many readers. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep choosing your own path.